So I'm going outside. And as you can see, we have the usual. It's a dreadful wet day. We have the usual ones coming out just coincidentally opposite with their dogs, because you see that's an innocent random matrix dog walker that just happens to come out the house the minute I come out. And how innocent does that look? These are negative, possessed, dark energy beings, despite appearances. Probably the dogs are the only innocents there. And I have to say that because dark, negative energy, possessed, beings. It smells strangely funny out here, strangely enough. That sidetracked me. But it must be all the rain that's making it so kind of yucky. It actually smells funny. But and it's interesting, although you probably wouldn't notice this. Now, look, I'm sorry about this, but I really have. After, a few weeks ago, just before Christmas, when I would have to say that it's because the matrix is now really on its last. Now this person here, see how they just walk backwards and forwards getting in that little car. Now they want to be on the actual video, so I'm just getting convoluted and confused here as soon as I come out, so that I look stupid and can't make a proper video, and that is true. And of course the matrix plane is coming over my head, as you can see, as soon as I come out. I can hardly hold the mobile. I'm wobbling all over the place. That's because my legs are quite sore. And that was supposed to be my last video when I did that. There Will Be Blood, which is the title of a movie. But don't forget, all humans contribute to titles, so I think I'm okay to take. Noisy little mini, I must say. You see, that's just obvious matrix. See how slow that mini's going? Look, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go down to the corner because I went down to the corner in the last video. Yeah, that was going to be my last video. But this matrix, see this car pulling out, matrix car pulling out in front, pulling backwards openly, getting angry because this matrix is on its last. This is the last stand of the matrix arc on God. I think that was an old video title. It's also the last stand for us too, by the way. See how he's just pulled out in front and now he's pulling further down and pulling into another spot. That is, see, that's just, and we've got the one headlight going on in the distance there, and he's blinking it at me, but it's not going to come out, and I'm not bothering with it. I'm moving the mobile round into my other hand because I'm going to lose control of it. He's blinking one headlight at me. This is just being funny because actually they feel on top. you know, like I say, that was supposed to be, I'm getting angry here, and I'm not supposed to be getting angry, and there is rain coming down, and the crow, look, there is natural input into this matrix, okay? I'm going down to the corner. I don't care. Look, see, he's blinking his one, see how he's blinking one light there in broad daylight, even though there's even rain, a bit of rain around. That is because I was hoping for a sunny day today to go just down to the dead end of my dead end street like I did in the previous video, but I felt it was unsuccessful because I didn't think that it showed to the way I would like to where you can see a controlled matrix being operated. See, he's still blinking. Look at that. Can you see it? Is it coming out? The one eye blinking lights at me, right at me in my own street. See how he's doing that deliberately? Right at me on my own street, because they don't care, because they think that they are on top. They think they're on top. They think they have got this matrix and this earth, and here we have a man coming out in the house. See how they're just coming out around as soon as I come out. This is a small street with a few houses. If this was a normal, natural reality, you would not get people in a few houses around you always coming out. I've said this before. I've tried to prove this. But it is just a reality. It is not a natural, random reality. It is controlled and patrolled and trying to control the last real people, last real humans. I use the word humans, but what is around me, most of the people that are, I'm sorry about that, I get sidetracked by the birds, because sometimes, don't forget, with the synchronicity, the birds acknowledge what you're saying, and I'm not concentrating here because I'm trying to show too much at once. See, this car is pulling out in front here, see? And that one is it just stopped blinking its lights there at me, that same car down there. I'm getting frustrated here. And this one is pulling out here, see, pulling out here, pulling out here, pulling out here. And I'm getting wet. A bit wet, there's a little bit of rain. I was hoping for a sunny day to go down to the corner to show the City Westlink road that runs just down the dead end street there. See, that car's pulling in just over there. That's only or just down from opposites. Could you see the light coming out? I'm hoping. I've turned the phone around a different way today, not just so you can see me, but that wasn't the point, because I thought that maybe if I have it, even though I can't see what I'm filming, unfortunately, so it will be all over the place again, whereas yesterday I could see, not yesterday, the day before when I did the one down on the just road at the end of the dead end street, on the Sunday, you know, I thought that if I turned the phone around to where you can see me, where I thought maybe the lights might come out more. Now, I'm not going to even bother with this street here. My leg is still sore. You know, from negative frequencies that are all around. Now, obviously, we live in a technological reality. Even if you think it's a natural world, this world is swimming in technology. We know that. But this technology goes through, these negative frequencies go through everyone's house. But what is happening at this present time, and I don't know where this is coming from while I'm saying it, but I know it because I feel it, and I know it for a reality. Although there is negative frequencies swimming through all the air and all the houses, these negative, anti-life, dark energy people, possessed beings, possessed entities, because they are not real life people or human beings. No. They are a dark, negative energy being. They consume that from human beings, and they live in that reality. They create that reality through making me negative, through suppression and through sending negative frequencies. What they do is, and I'm just airy-fairy here, fantasy, but hey, look, I don't care, and it is the truth. Look, there is negative frequencies. Anyone, even a normal person that thinks they're living in a normal random reality, would acknowledge that there is negative frequencies, or at least technical frequencies that are travelling through the air all the time through everyone's house. But that has to be because we use the internet and the computers and the mobiles like I'm using now. But what they are doing, the negative beings, the dark energy, negative possessed beings, which make up most of Leichhardt where I am, they're possessed dark energy people, beings. Because when possession takes place, you are being possessed by technology or a technical entity or a technical being of the God technical entity that rules and operates and tries to control and does control and have complete dominion over this reality now at this time. All these frequencies that are going through the air, through everyone's houses, including the dark energy beings, but it is low. But they, with the technology that they have and with their negative, and because they are a negative dark being, they direct negative dark energy at real people. They concentrate it at them so that you then are overloaded with this negative dark energy, which can result in extreme pain and injury to your body. That's why, because, this has happened to me over the last week, twice in an extreme form, plane coming over my head. And that is why my legs are still aching, and I'll be lucky if I can make it down to little matrix plane over my head, matrix God entity getting very angry. Look how he's blowing up the wind, making it cold. This is midsummer here, and yet it is cold. And look at the sky. See, I was hoping for a sunny day today to go down. I was hoping that the lights on the cars to show the situation at a visual level. But I'm going to, the back of my legs are very sore, but I can walk. But, that's from a few days ago, because that's a residue, because although the energy was concentrated in my house and at me in a very concentrated form, when this happens, you're completely immobilized psychologically, because of intense pain, but also physically you become immobile. And although the minute the negative dark frequencies are turned off, because they are controlled by the negative dark energy people, or that are around, that are possessed, they are really dark energy. I'm trying to concentrate here, but see, it's very difficult being out in the matrix, because you feel, and this is actually the reality, because the only reason I'm making this video is because I'm surprised that I'm actually here, because you do actually sometimes, and I don't miss to be melodramatic here. It is a reality for any real human being. I'm just making this video, but it is a reality for real human beings. Some are kept in the dark to where this may not be happening, very clearly to them. but it does happen one by one. And, I've said before in other, in that movie that I did a long time ago, the secret of the Matrix and its beings in controlling but also eliminating human beings is doing it systematically one by one, because they don't want real human beings, even though we are in limited small numbers, to wake up and unite, so that then they have a force to reckon with, or at least some opposition to their negative anti-life, anti-human, destructive, dark energy matrix that they revel in. We are only here because although we control the we control the frequency, but because they control us by hurting us, by limiting us at a psychological, physical and mental level in every way, daily. It is one systematic attack on human beings after another. At least that is for me. And I know this happens to others. Now here comes a car down. The rain is coming down, so I'm going to have to go down to the corner. There is a little bit of shelter down there. See how we have the Matrix car here? All I can say about this is, look, there we have I'm going down. It is raining, but I'm going to slowly walk down. Look, my legs will get circulation back in them. But either way, we're spiritual beings, so I guess I'm operating on the mind over the body as opposed to the body. See, the body should be carrying me very well at this time, but it's not. So it is. There we have our one-eyed symbolism on that truck, and them pulling out at the same time. They're the neighbours. So we basically had around me, just as the usual, I'm trying to show it, but look, all these neighbours going out. And this is, that's because they are all combined. I'm going down here. Oh, I'll just walk down here. And here we have our jogger in the rain, even though he doesn't even look like a jogger. He looks as though he's about to keel over, almost as bad as me, but actually he's just a fake Matrix jogger that operates, and they like to look as real and as human as possible. But they are dark, negative people. They are dark energy. They have no positive input into this reality. See all these these leaves and all these trees here. See, that fella just did the one headlight at me there, but I was too slow. That is because this is a matrix. It wouldn't be possible for him to have done that while he's standing outside his car. His car is being operated either by him with a mobile, but I don't think, look, all I'm trying to say is that it is operated in a split second. So it's there's very little delay in a way for what I can see, but I don't understand it, I only observe. But the only real thing that a human being has, that I feel that I have any input into the matrix, if even at this dying stages and even at my very limited, lucky to still be here level, lucky but unlucky. Lucky but unlucky. I don't know how to explain that. But the only real input is natural things. All the rest is technology. And the only reason the natural is allowed or even gets through is because of human input, and also in keeping up the facade to keep some real humans that are left in the dark or semi in the dark, to where they're not aware of the true reality. So therefore they will be taken by surprise, as I was when the matrix opened up and closed down on me 4 years ago. I thought that I was going to finally accept a little bit of this life and actually partake of it, shall we say. Enjoy it even a little bit. And that's when it came down, because enjoyment for a human being means raising the frequency, because a human being's emotions and feelings create indirectly the actual reality. So the matrix God entity and its dark energy minions, beings, disciples, followers, whether they know it or not. I just got a spot of something on my head then. They control the few remaining human beings. They consume energy from them, but they only consume, because they want a dark, negative reality, and that sustains them. Human beings are not meant to be in a dark energy reality. They're more positive beings. Even us that are limited, like myself, that feel, completely had it at every level, still are not as dark or as negative. We're not deliberately, or should I say, saying like my father used to say, and he was psychopathic. So a lot of the things he said were projection, or things about himself, but he may not have even understood that he was talking about himself, but he would get these, like myself, things come to you. And he was aware, semi-aware, or aware but not aware. In other words, he was saying things, but unlike myself, he was not conscious that he was saying them about himself. He didn't have the full the picture, shall we say. Whereas real human beings, when you are at a more, even at a slightly positive level, you are conscious and aware of what you're saying. You believe what you're saying. You understand what you're saying. Whereas matrix negative beings, they just say anything. They don't actually believe what they say. They don't even always understand what they're saying. They kind of, it's very hard to explain. I'm out here, so I can't say it real well. The birds are chirping very loud, so that could be acknowledgement. See, I'm not actually in full capacity at the present time. My legs are sore. The birds are chirping, so normally that's synchronicity and I'd be getting it. So I'd be taking the whole street in more. But I'm going down here. See, we have all these bins upside down. I pointed out the X's on them once before in the video, but I'm not going to do that. I'm limping a bit here, but actually it's kind of funny. You'll probably think they're strange, but the big boy cat that comes up and visits me, and the car pulling out as I'm coming down, as you can see, blinking its lights at me, but the big boy cat, as you know, that is totally possessed, open matrix patrol system car, plane coming over my head, see this car coming down here too. Look, what is it doing? That's the same car. He's pulled around twice. And he's got low on the back. Yeah, well, you are low energy. And a low person too. Low energy, low frequency, negative human being. I have to say that I am actually frightened out here. Only in the sense that although I'm filming this video, and if I put it out, because when I filmed the last one, extreme negative energy was sent into my place. Now, admittedly, there is always negative frequencies directed at human beings' house at this time. But if you don't actually feel them, you're unaware they're actually hitting your body. I can even hear them sometimes. very, very, very slightly. And that is when they're really strong, because you really need to, you probably need some device to really hear them. But you can hear them hitting close to you or even objects if you're, especially when you're oversensitized to hearing. But also that's probably when the frequencies are loud. But either way, I'm coming down here to the City West Link. Now, there's something strange going on here today, but I'm saying that, and I'm standing around here, but that car went down, you saw that car go down twice and patrolled in front of me, and that's blatant, that is open, in your face really, showing you, which normally they wouldn't do, and it's probably not in the video, but like I say, they feel very confident, all these negative, I'm coming down now here. This is the end of the dead-end street, the end of my street. Might see my house is just up past that sign there, see? And I'm coming through here, through this little opening, little walk. It's only a pedestrian or foot walkway. No car can come through here. And coming through, this is the same road. Matrix bike ones, the bike population. Now let's take a look at a real matrix today. I'm hoping it'll come out. It is a wet, dingy day, as you can see. But look, open. Numbers, people here. 1, 2, 3. Fourth car with no headlights. One headlight flashed at me there. One bigger than the other. I'm hoping today that maybe, because I've turned the phone around the other way, that maybe the headlights will come out more strong so you can see a matrix or the opposition that is actually being levelled at real humans in this end time scenario. Now, I don't know, I'm not very good at filming now, and I'm stressed, and we have a matrix fake jogger coming down. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't a few real people amongst these people. This is true. Like, for all I know, for all I know, no lights. 1, 2, 3, no lights. One-eyed light. It's coming alive today. No lights. One eye on the truck. 2 without lights. 2 without lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with lights. Big truck coming up over the hill with lights. Another Matrix Patrol System walker. There's no reason that people should, but then again, there could be the odd person. Matrix truck. One-eye symbolism. Matrix truck. Another one-eye symbolism. There we go. And he's bipping his little thing at me because they never bothered to do that, because they actually, now with these bikes, they actually think they own the footpaths, and it's actually not even legal for them to ride them, but they ride them past me. One-eye symbolism in that truck, not going to come out. Okay. This is Matrix cars. Look, these ones have got their lights very bright. This is daylight. And another thing I'd like to say is that like in that car, I'm so sorry that I get flabbergasted and completely, it confuses me out here, of course, because it's stressful, because it is like looking at look, this flashing. I'm just going to let the pictures speak, and then I'll try to. Are we getting the one headlight flashing? Yeah, we are. There's no reason for those cars to be flashing, the odd car to be flashing. That is just playing and okay, so we have one truck, one car in the middle without lights. One truck. 1, 2, 3. One car without lights, second car without lights, third with lights, one without lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Flashing the light at me here. One headlight on that. I'm going to be in trouble. One headlight flashing at me. My hand is aching. The mobile is getting frequency sent to it. I'll probably end up dropping the mobile. Look, this is actually quite... See, this is actually... how do I see a matrix? How do I see this car control system? How do I see it? How do I see it? I'm trying to explain it. One car without lights, two cars without lights, third car with matrix big lights there. Are they coming out? I don't know if they're coming out. I hope they're coming out, because I've turned the mobile around a different way, hoping that these lights in broad daylight will come out, okay? There's a bus coming, bus with the lights on. All buses are of the matrix, all buses, without exception as far as I can see, because they are part of all the institutions that that are controlled by the God entity, because the God entity controls every institution, every local and probably worldwide institution, or well, of course they want you to be in an institute. Three cars without lights, 4 car without lights, 5 cars without lights, 1, 2, 3 without lights, 4 without lights, 5 with lights, 6, 7 with lights. I'm trying to keep track of it. Look, it's like a barrage of like this is broad daylight, and all I'm trying to say is that in the past, car without lights, car with lights. Numbers here. We're looking at numbers to show those that are of the matrix, and the matrix, green sack on the back of that. The green colour is, yes, of course they say they do it for safety, but the green and the orange are part of the institutions of the matrix. One eye symbolism there. Yes, thank you. And of course they have their green jacket on. I don't know why I'm laughing, because that is just because she gave me a look, and as a human being, you want to try to raise the frequency and make light of it, but it is it's not something. You have a lot of joggers. They used to only jog near the water, but now they jog in inappropriate spots. But okay, 1 matrix car, 2 matrix car, 3 matrix car, 4 matrix, 5 matrix, 6 matrix, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I can't even keep track of the numbers here. I cannot keep track of the numbers here. Oh, I cannot keep track of the numbers. Oh, I'm getting blown away here, and I actually am, and you should be frightened, because this is what this is an anti-life, anti-human army of dark beings against one person here in Leichhardt, because all us human beings are in small limited numbers and we're completely separated. Even those that are of our own kind, shall we say, are not cooperating, either are not aware or are not in service. See, that bus is not even in service, and yet it comes along here. The amount of not in service, that means they're going nowhere. But even, see, the buses are all part of the matrix. Oh, I got the one eye flashing at me there. When I say one eye, I mean one headlight, but it is, there you go, he's doing it right at me. They're not worried today. They don't care, because they think they have it all wrapped up, because they're on top. They've got, look, this is, all I'm trying to show here is, oh, I'm so sorry. I must calm down here. Okay, 1 car with headlights. 1 car without headlights. 1 car without headlights. 2, 3 without headlights. That means they are possibly not, they are real humans like me. Look at all these. These are all matrix, all non-life controlled vehicles. Any that have their lights on are non-life, dark energy, possessed beings that are controlling and operating these cars. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Look at the number of cars with the lights. I hope it's coming out better today. I'm losing it here. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be making videos, you know. But if I don't make them, there's no one else to, because there is no other human beings much in this area. This truck, strangely enough, does not have lights on. One-eyed symbolism there. 1 eye, 1 headlight. Okay. Now that 1 eye flashing on that car too, but look, they're not. Oh, well, of course, he was changing lanes, so that's an excuse. Very bad, dangerous place to change lanes, though. Don't forget the Matrix often will do things that are what you call legal or rational or acceptable, but they're still part of the Matrix set-up system. Now, look, that truck did not have lights. It's rare for me to see a truck now that doesn't have lights. That truck doesn't have lights either. But the actual fella sitting inside, strangely enough, has the orange and a green jacket on, which to me shows connection to the Matrix. So that's interesting. Either that, or it's a human being who is unintentionally working for the Matrix. I suppose you have to have a job, so I mean, there's that too. But, you know, because another thing I'd like to say, and I think some of you understand this, is that this Matrix God has to be seen. That's why there's so much symbolism. That's why everything around us represents the Matrix God entity, because the Matrix God entity is not here in openly, visually worshipped in this reality. So his minions and disciples and those that are operating for or in allegiance with, or believe in that reality, or are dark energy beings. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Dark energy beings. Car without lights. Car without lights. Car with lights. Truck with no lights on the front, but lights down the side slightly. They could be. Some of them could be apprehensive, even though they know they are part of this matrix system. And some, like I say, may not. Because look, there is some trucks here. That car without lights. That truck has no lights. But, you know, most of the trucks that I see, that truck has no lights. Car with lights. Car without lights. Truck without lights. Matrix plane over my head there. Oh, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered getting it, to be honest. Now, changing. See, that car was changing lanes, so when it flashed its one headlight at me, that's acceptable because it was changing lanes, because you have to put your blinker on or your light on to change lanes. But when they're coming along here right past me, they're not changing lanes. There's no reason for them to flash the one headlight at me. That is just either a conscious or an unconscious. When I say unconscious or unconscious, because like I say, you know, I'm not fully. We have the fire department and the cement mixing truck. The fire department, of course, like all departments or all institutions, because we're in the end time scenario. You know, because we're in the end time scenario. This is another bungle of a video. I think I don't feel that I'm doing it well. Everything has been taken over. Everything is about starting to get a bit noisier here than 2 days ago. All these trucks we're getting a little bit okay, I must concentrate. I'm getting a little bit intimidated. This is the first time I've done this, and even though I don't know any of these people, they're not on my street, which it's still very, you know, they probably go past me every day, you know, on the road, on any street or any road. So, you know, and I'm just guessing this, and I'm so sorry that I'm bundling up this video and not coherent, not consistent, not stringing the sentences together properly. I'm sorry about that, but it is very difficult making a video outside when you feel as though you have see, you feel that this is almost a one car in amongst those, 2 car in amongst them without headlights, you know. probably say, how can anyone in their right mind stand on a road and see those trucks, which, just appear to be like trucks doing work or whatever? How can anyone in their right mind, you would say, in this reality, see traffic and trucks as an enemy to your survival? That's a nice car there, isn't it? No headlights either. I mustn't allow myself to be prejudiced. There's a plane going over. Plane going over the... I'm actually losing heart here, so I barely have the energy to film that. How can you see traffic as an enemy? And I actually do. So this is like a frightening reality for me. Okay. Let's just try to concentrate, or let me try to concentrate. I say us, but it has to be me that concentrates. I'm sure I've got this phone all over the place, so you're probably not getting anything. I don't know what... See, when I see all that traffic banked up on the other side as I'm standing here, I actually see it as a threat. It's going now. And because in the past, when I come, God entities blowing up there a bit with see the tree blowing there? Car, 2 trucks without lights, car with lights. I was hoping for a sunny day so you could see the obvious. The obvious lights in broad daylight when it's really sunny, because to me, in my old reality, or in what I would call a normal, natural human reality, I wouldn't have seen in the past, during most of my life, cars with bright headlights on in broad daylight. It's just not practical. It's not necessary. That one's got some nice lights going there. Nice lights on that car. I'm going to try to be nice here and try to be funny, even though it's not funny. There's the plane going over.